All right. Welcome back. We're here for another episode of the Floor Seats podcast. As you can see, everybody's in the comfort of their own homes,
Oh
considering
yeah.
quarantine and everything going on. But, the show must go on. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you stay safe, wash your hands and your ass, and
Especially your hands.
especially the hands. Uh,
If you're touching your ass, you better watch your hands.
exactly. To my left, I have my man Zan with the lean Zanza.
Yo, what it do? What it do?
All right, you gotta work on that. And
Nah, I was going with what I feeling, man. That's how I felt today.
yeah, you got a week to come up with a better one. And below me here, I have my man Kage.
What's up?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing well.
Thanks for joining us, man.
I appreciate it.
Gaming's been pretty interesting this week. I know one thing that kind of caught me by surprise is The Last of Us 2 leaks. Did you guys hear about that?
I heard that they were leaked on YouTube.
Yeah, so they
You
leaked
heard it,
a
Dave?
bunch of.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Oh, word.
I didn't see any of the videos, but I basically got everybody's summary of it. And did you guys look into it, or you try to
Nah,
save stuff for the game?
not even. I just saw the headline and I was just like, not today, Satan, not today.
It was just that temptation. I know that the producer or the director was heartbroken about it or something.
Yeah, man, it's one of those games, yo. I'm like, damn, I feel bad for the team, bro. If I was them, I might just I'll tear up. It's like, yo,
The Indian tier.
Yeah, straight up. I should one Indian tier for them. I wouldn't wish that for that game. Yeah, it's on YouTube, right? It's like YouTube.
Nah, they started sweeping those up, but I'm not going to tell you where to find the information because you want to avoid it, but there are articles and places that are talking about the leaks and comparing it to previous leaks and stuff like that. I'm one of those people that don't get deterred by spoilers that often. I want to know. I don't mind knowing because it's not going to stop me from getting the game.
You're one of those people? Okay.
Yeah. Same thing with movies. It's it won't stop me from seeing the movie if it's spoiled,
I don't want to hear shit about no damn spoiler personally, but
there is something about the game where I'm I kind of felt like I don't really like the plot point of it. There's a couple plot things I'm I don't feel like it was I felt like it was kind of dumb. But that's just me. I won't get too much into it because you guys don't want to be spoiled.
Not even a little bit.
Maybe after the games come out, I'll talk to you guys about it, especially if it ends up being true. But
as a matter of fact, when you guys were playing, or when Tash was playing Death Stranding, I actually took my shit out to let you guys talk about it because I was like, you know what, not today. But I can't. I don't want to hear no damn spoilers.
We still didn't even have our full-on Death Stranding talk. That's the thing.
Yeah, that is the thing. That's.
We'll
say that. We'll talk about it.
Did you ever finish it?
Nah.
All right, we're never gonna talk about it then.
No, we are. No,
you're not even gonna finish it.
I am. It's on the top of my list. I got a list. I'm actually gonna talk about it. I'm actually gonna talk about this episode. Don't worry about it.
You just got done with I bought Indivisible and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, because I had that. No, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for that game. I wanted that game for the Switch, and they were like, it was supposed to drop way later because it's already been on PS4 for the longest, and it took extra months for it to come out on a Switch, and it finally came out and it was on sale. You expect me not to get it? I just had to copy it and at least have it in the library. That's it. It's just sitting there, downloaded. It'll get played, but not now. All right.
All right. Well, I still don't think we're gonna have a full-on Death Stranding talk.
Nah, we will. We will. Nah, man. I gotta bring that package home. I gotta bring that package home now.
Yo, Death Stranding.
Bring it in.
It's life is Death Stranding right now.
No, that's what people are saying. We gotta have postmen. We gotta have bridges connecting people.
Yo, it's Uber Eats, it's DoorDash, it's Grubhub. They're all Sam Bridges, man.
That's nuts. Some people started. There's been some stuff floating around. There was a dude who had if you wanted to designer clothes that that replicated like the Sam Bridges like postman outfit, like it's his clothes. I gotta find that link for you, but they literally had him like they're just showing like basically jumpsuits with mad buckles and whatnot that you could wear if you wanted to have the base, the Bridges out the Bridges uniform, the Bridges uniform.
That's kind of fresh.
No, it was just I didn't see the backpack. It was like this, just like the jumpsuit, but like it had like the belt over where it holds your chassis on the back. And I was like, what? I was like, okay.
Yo, that's stuff I'd wear like out in the wild, like with some Timbs,
like right now.
That uniform is fire, like
out in the wild.
Let me see what we got for gaming here. So,
take some water real quick.
Find an interesting one here. So, a survey was conducted by Comfy Sacks. What? Whoa.
I know, weird name.
Pause-worthy.
Very.
Spoke to over. Go ahead.
We can take a pause moment to pause that if you want, because
that was a pause. So they spoke to over 1,000 gamers based in the U.S. to find which games they were most stressful and most relaxing. Do you remember which ones they were, Zan?
Yeah, actually. So, well, just going by the top three. I remember the top three. So top three for most stressful. They asked like a random 1,000 gamers, but peep this. So for the most stressful games, number one was Modern Warfare. The one that just last year. The one, yes, COD Modern Warfare is the most stressful game in that survey. Second game, COD again, Black Ops 4.
No.
Do you want to know what the third game is?
Don't tell me it's Call of Duty, yo, because I'm gonna leave.
Yo, don't. Nah, it's not. It's not. But I feel like if I say it, you still will disconnect. I'm gonna say it anyway. It was Fortnite.
All right.
Damn, you saw that? He was this close, like this close to disconnecting. His finger hovered over his iPad. His finger hovered over disconnecting. He's like, "They're my boys. I can't."
It's all good.
Damn.
Yo, it's shooters. Like, I think
Street Fighter was number 10. I gotta remember that because Dave, I was looking at the back. Street Fighter was number 10, and Mortal Kombat was number 9. MK11.
Okay.
I think that just reflects like the kind of majority of like the gaming market right now, where like shooters are still dominant, and people are just. It's not even like the game itself is stressful. It's like playing online with other people. It's stressful as hell.
Yeah, that is stressful.
Getting called the N-word the moment you jump in the lobby, like
and you're like, whoa.
That's
the moment you connect. The moment you connect your mic and your controller,
you start breathing in like you sound like a nigger. I'm like, whoa.
Boy, what do you mean? Like you breathe like one. I'm like, I'm like, you need help. You need Jesus.
What were the most relaxing games?
I have to take a stretch before I get into the most relaxing. Most relaxing games from top three. I'm thinking top bottom. I have my phone out here just in case I forget. So top three had number one. It was like Minecraft.
I thought it was Sims.
Was it Sims? Oh, I'm getting the list messed up, right? Yeah, Sims was number one. So Sims was number one, and then it was Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild that just came out last year, which people consider one of the best games to come out on Nintendo in the past like 10 years. People are kind of wilding right now, but
it's a good game, but it ain't that good.
I mean, it's peaceful.
I want to play it. I want to play it. But
I feel like that game will put me to sleep.
In a decade? I was like, decade?
You know what's funny? The DLC on that game has some wild, to level up your master sword, you have to go through these trials, and that shit is stressful. So if you want to talk about stressful, that trying to level up your master sword is crazy, but it's worth it. You try it. That's dope. That's the dopest paid DLC I've ever bought.
Ooh, bars. Dopest paid DLC. Hold that, SF5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game for me, I understand why it's relaxing because I put it in the same places like Kirby's Epic Yarn because the music is so soft and peaceful, and like I fell asleep numerous times trying to beat that game, and it's like I can't. So like I feel like Breath of the Wild would do the same thing for me. Like it's too peaceful.
Yeah, and all that scenery. You're literally walking through mad trees, rivers, like you're in nature. Like what? Mm-hmm. And then then you go into some dungeon that you'd be like, oh, this dungeon's wild. But once you're back outside, you're like, woof, you're back to the fold. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you're gliding. I see that one with the game. The gliding looks mad dope. It's like what's it? Back to Wind Waker? I still haven't played that.
Yeah, Wind Waker, yeah.
I actually got a stressful game on the top of my head. You ever play Trauma Center on the Wii? So you're like a surgeon?
Nah.
Yeah.
That shit gives me so much. My heart rate goes all the way up. And when they're about to die, I just turn it off. I just say, you know what? I'm not killing this guy. I'm done.
You can't just leave him on the table like that.
Well, if he doesn't die, if he doesn't cold, by turning it off, it's all good. I can't be a surgeon. Sorry. I can't help you.
Yeah, I've been watching people play that, and I'm like, I can't. Nope.
No.
So wait, is it like? So tell me a little bit about it. Because I know I've seen
the dude open, right? And then you got to sew him up. You got to pull like the shrapnel out of the body. Like you got to remove ribs and whatever the situation is. If the person got into a car accident, if they have like blunt force trauma to the brain, the skull, you got to move the bone out the way. It's all crazy. I'm like, I threw that game away. I couldn't deal with it. I was like, I can't. It's a good game, but I'm not a surgeon. I can't do that shit.
Soundtrack is great too, but yes, that shit looks stressful.
Wow, it is wild. It's crazy.
Busting out forceps and
cracking the ribs open.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my personal relaxing game is. You ever heard of Nobi Nobi Boy on PS3? You're like a worm. You're just stretching your ass out, and you're just eating and it's like Katamari Dynasty, but you're just doing nothing. You're just walking around. The music is chill. I recommend checking those out, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Nobi Nobi Boy is like 10 years old, so it's a weird ass game.
I played Katamari, and I thought it was pretty chill, but then like my girl gets super stressed out playing that game because she's like, "I used to be so good at this game." Blah blah blah. I'm like, why?
I never have enough time to roll everything up. I always run out of time.
That's what she says. Mm-hmm. But she's pretty good at it, but she be getting like all stressed out when I'm like, it's a game. Like, nobody's yelling at you in the game.
You start with paper clips and you start rolling up buildings and shit. And it's like, all right, I'm running out of time. How am I running out of time? You should give me more time to do this. It's important.
Yeah, I thought it was wild. Like at one point, you were rolling up like volcanoes and whales and skyscrapers. I'm like, yo, this don't make no type of sense.
Like, yeah, you guys lost me on this game, yo. You guys lost me.
No, you never played Katamari?
Nah.
No, that's a dope ass game. It's on Switch, and I think it's on sale, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I got it for her on Switch, and I also got it for her on PS3. But
yeah, I need to step up my game on Switch. I'm trying to play it more now that I got more time to. I'm trying to put more things on it to get him to play.
Yeah, like you guys don't have your own personal, high anxiety game, stressful game.
Oh, me. Let me see. I'll start with relaxing. I would say for me, a relaxing game. No, for me, it would be like no. Actually, let me start with high anxiety. For me, anxiety is like Tetris.
Yeah.
Anxiety to me is Tetris. Yeah. Like or if you're doing like versus is someone that's mad good, and then you're like, I'm about to end this man's whole career. Send him 6 lines, and he sends you like 8, and then you're like,
whoa, what?
What? Tetris to me gets my heart. That gets my heart rate here. I'm going.
Mega Man Zero tilts me so bad.
Ooh, that's a
that
good
game.
One.
That game is so hard, and I feel like it shouldn't be. Like it invalidates all the skill I have from X. And then the controls I feel are bad too. So like every time I play it, and I'm trying to just like, I have an expectation that I should be like really good at this, but I'm not because the game is like dumb hard, and it pisses me off.
Yo, like which the old Mega Man Zero? You're not talking about like ZX. You're talking about like because those are the
Any of the four, 1 through 4.
1 through
Dumb
4.
stressful, dumb difficult. For no reason.
Yeah, what do they have to gain by being so hard?
I don't know, like
Trying to make you look bad.
I feel like all the hard games are like plagued by bad controls. Like the Zero games have like bad controls, at least the first one. And then like the Souls games, they have horrible controls. Like everybody's like, "Oh, the game's super hard." I'm like, "No, the game plays like crap. That's why it's hard." Like it takes you like 3 seconds to get out of a roll. Like,
oh yeah, no, I can't knock you there.
Relaxing game, that's tough.
Damn, you saying you always stress when you play games?
No, I just can't think of one that I'm like a go-to for like relaxing. Sometimes some Mario Kart, I'd say.
Relaxing. Actually, yeah, I didn't actually say a relaxing game. Hold up.
Or I'll play some RPGs. Like right now, I've been playing like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and like, it keeps me pretty chill. I can't think of
Spider-Man, Swing Through the City.
I actually didn't even get Spider-Man.
It's on my list.
The old ones though, like the PS1 ones though, those were fun.
PS2.
Oh, I didn't even play the PS2 ones. I'm talking about like the Neversoft Activision ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
are my jam.
I had that on. I played that on PC. I got one of them. I'm trying to remember. Was it Spider-Man? I think it was Spider-Man 2 actually. For Activision, yeah, it wasn't. It didn't have Venom in it. Spider-Man 2 on PC. Shit was fuego.
Yeah, but I think the third game on that list for the top 3 like relaxing was Minecraft. And I feel like it's just all these one-player games or games that are like not competitive. They're like relaxing to them because everything else pisses them off. That's like competitive. Yeah. I don't think it's the game itself. It's just like the community or like playing online against other people. It's
no,
like
that's why. Yeah, no, that's why I was asking. I'm like, yo, who is this? The 1,000 gamers they asked. It sounded like they were not even to be that person, but like they really sounded like what people online will say the stereotypical gamer is, like people who only play shooters or people that like really play only a certain type of game. Mostly either Modern Warfare, Activision fans, or people who only play like mobile games, or Nintendo has a Switch.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's like the only single player game it seemed like from that, and I'm looking at it like right now.
What else was on that? No, cause yeah, Pokemon was basically they're like Pokemon was all up in that list too for most relaxing, and actually that probably would make sense for me. Pokemon's hella relaxing. Shit ain't difficult.
Yeah, so
it can be annoying, but it's not. It's literally just
So the study fleshes out more, and basically, the number one stressful genre is first-person shooters, of course, then MOBA, and then survival, then fighting, and then MMOs. Of that top 10 most stressful games, there's only one single-player game, and that's Resident Evil 2. Every other game on there is it's stressful because you're playing against other people. Like Madden, I don't find it stressful. It's just the moment I pop on my headset and play online, then it gets stressful.
So games get stressful when it involves playing with someone or playing against someone, or both.
Playing against someone, it seems like.
But what about team-based games? Like when you play and with like other people to like we play Streets of Rage.
I mean, it didn't get that deep into it. It doesn't seem like. But what is weird though is that Madden's also one like the top stress relieving games. It's number 5.
How's Madden stress relieving?
When you don't play online.
I'm just like any sports game. I usually think like people who play fighting games talk mad shit or like just pretty much basically was like not to say toxic, but the thuggery. But nah, people like I met my friends who played like 2K, who played Madden, who played FIFA. Oh my God, get a couple of Africans in a room, mention FIFA, yo. just sit back, just have a seat, just have a seat after that. But to your point, yeah, Madden is far from non-stressful if it doesn't involve a person.
Yeah, like when you like if you're playing, like the franchise mode and like building up your team and stuff like that, then it's pretty relaxing. Like you build up the team, that kind of stuff. But you play online, it's a whole different story. Like, and then they say like games are like the number one stress relieving, and then role playing, simulation, adventure. Excuse me, and then RPGs. Well, sandbox RPG, which I mean I don't know what the difference between that, I guess, whatever. But yeah, so stop playing online with people if you don't be stressed out. I guess that's what it means.
Yeah.
Or
I agree with that.
Mute people, yeah.
Mute people.
Yeah. That's how it works. Just mute people.
or get into the Sims, basically.
Yeah, exactly, right. Released today, Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 released, and then Streets of Rage 4
remastered release.
Oh yeah, the Modern Warfare 2 remastered. And then Splatoon has like a special demo for a week right now where if you don't own Splatoon, you can download the demo and play online right now for the next week. I've played 2 of the 3. The Splatoon demo, like I'm washed up from not playing Splatoon in like forever, but the game is still fun. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it though because like I really want to like play with a squad, and it's just like the study said that shit was stressful. When we started losing, I was getting stressed out.
Were you one of the 1,000 and you just didn't know?
I might have been. I'm like, granted, I know that.
Were you contacted by Comfy Sacks within the past?
Pause.
I don't know when they make that. See, yeah, you would know then. All right, you would know if someone Comfy Sacks contacted you.
No, like I was playing and I was like, hey, I know I'm not like great at this game like I used to be, so a couple matches I'll get used to it. But then I'm like, there's people way higher level than me now on my team, and they're just getting washed, and I'm like, yo, like I haven't played Splatoon since like God knows when, and like y'all are like mad high level and getting wiped down. Like, what kind of crap is this?
Damn, son. Like, were you when you went on, did it have just like casual, like free play? You play with anyone, or did it have like, even if you had the demo, could you do like competitive?
So you had to get your rank up to 10, and then you could do it.
Okay.
But I think I'm like rank 2 right now, so I had to see. Yeah, I'll have to see like what it actually says once I hit 10. But I imagine like within this week, it'll let you. Like I think they're just opening up the multiplayer in like the shops. That's really it.
All right. Let me see. Like peep. But to what you said to the other games, so Modern Warfare 2 remastered, and then Streets of Rage 4, which, by the way, back to Modern Warfare 2, because we were talking about this, no multiplayer, just the campaign was remastered.
No buy.
Basically,
I'll pick it up. Actually, I like the story mode from Modern Warfare 2.
I did too, but like I don't know how much it is, but given his Activision, not against Activision, Activision be always after your pockets. So given that it's Activision, I feel like if it's like, I don't know, if you're paying it for just the campaign, it should be priced like below 30 below. That's as far as I'll go. It can't be more than that. Are they forcing it? And they gave a reason too. Like they were saying, oh, they're just gonna go with releasing the maps on Modern Warfare over time. Like they'd rather not have make people like buy into the online multiplayer when there's basically COD multiplayer is like everywhere. You have Modern Warfare, and then you have Warzone, the the free battle royale that also people are on. So it's like, what's the point of making another having servers dedicated just to Modern Warfare 2? Like that made sense to me. But yeah, at the same time though, but it is Modern Warfare 2. That's like my, still to this date, the best to me, best Modern Warfare and my favorite one.
Yeah. That Wolverine stage is crazy.
Oof.
Protect Burger Town.
And I think, and then there was even articles saying, I didn't peep them, but they were like saying, I guess, you remember the mission, No Russian?
Yeah.
They say it didn't age quarter. They say it didn't age well. People say that didn't age well, and I'm like, I don't know.
Got the shit out of me back in the day. I was like, oh, this is wild. I'm a terrorist.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh damn. But I guess now, which is basically saying, like, games over time has like maybe low key desensitized us. We did some more wild, just as wild. Basically, GTA was like, hold on, let's drop more games, and then then we were straight, you know.
Yeah, from what I get from it, I guess it's not going to come out with the multiplayer right away, but I feel like they probably should have just waited then. I wouldn't mind waiting a little bit more. Apparently, the campaign is like $20 though, so
that's not
okay.
bad.
I'm not mad at it. If it was going to be 40 like I thought it was, I would never even consider it.
Yeah.
Nope.
I kind of regretted buying the first Modern Warfare remaster because they gave it away like a while later, on the PlayStation Plus or whatever. But 2 is preferred. I don't want to wait for it to be free, but I'll get it at $20.
I'm gonna wait to see what they say about the multiplayer, and then I'll jump on because I like the story and everything. Yeah, of course, No Russian aged horribly, but everybody's excited for GTA 6. So I don't. Everybody still wants GTA 6 to come, but ultimately though, I played a lot of the multiplayer, and there's other modes on there too, like the spec op modes and stuff like that. I don't think they're gonna add those back in. So I think it's just gonna be straight up the online multiplayer. And
Spec Op was pretty dope. Playing with 2 players was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind spending 40 if they put everything back in it.
Yeah, I mean, because it would have been the full game remastered, like basically, but no multiplayer. I don't know, man.
Exactly. I mean, I might reconsider later on, but right now, I'm gonna hold off.
Campaign being 20 makes sense. That's a good, not a bad move. I don't know. I gotta peep. Like basically, I'm gonna see like how the remastered looks, and then maybe see a comparison to see how much work they did on it. I haven't seen like much. I saw like clips, really short clips, but like no scenes, no cut scenes, no like missions or anything like that of just like the new remastered game. So I might even give that a look to see if it's really worth it. That maybe if they just did a touch up, or they really they really did make this game look good.
Yeah, Beanox is doing it, so I would imagine they put a good amount of effort into it. Like they have them with the Crash and the Spyro games. Well, they didn't do Spyro, but they did the Crash games. So I mean, we'll have to look into it and see. But I don't know. For right now, I'm gonna hold off.
But yo, Streets of Rage 4, yo, I know you got it. You and Dave got it. So you guys, hit me with your review real quick.
Who goes first? While I was waiting for you guys, I was like, I can't take it no more. I'm gonna try this game out. So I put it on maybe like 15 minutes before I jumped on with you, and it's hot. It's a dope game. You got juggle combos, and the moves are tight. Like the first stage is like Streets of Rage 2 and whatnot. And from what I gathered on it, I'm happy with the purchase. The day 2 purchase, but I recommend it.
All right.
Yeah, I really like it. I feel like the difficulty does ramp up a bit though, and it is longer than the old games because Streets of Rage 2 was 8 stages long. This is definitely longer than that. But I feel like the variety of characters are pretty good. I've only played with Axel and Floyd so far, but on a stage I was having trouble with Axel, I switched to Floyd and I just cleaned up. Because at some point I'm Axel's a bit more agile than him, can jump higher, a couple other things, but Floyd is just brolic. Like he'll grab one person, and if you walk up to another person, he'll grab them and like hit them together.
Damn.
Yeah, then he has like proton cannon,
Savagery.
like his like special, man. Like it's wild. So I've been playing him because it's like, yo, I like the brute force, like and stuff like that. But
I might need that proton clan to clean house too.
yeah, like I feel like they designed the characters really well. The music's really good too. Um, and then you still have the option to do like the classic soundtracks from like 1 and 2. So just in case like you want to relive that, you can. But for what they have, they tell more of a story than the older ones, and like it's not bad. I mean, the story is not like mind blowing or anything like that, but for what it is, it's pretty good. They have like animated, maybe not like full on animated cutscenes, but they have like trying to think of another game that did something like this, almost like Sly Cooper cutscenes, where like they have like kind of comic booky style stuff that happens. Like they'll draw something, put some text, and then like another drawing will pop in or some stuff like that. That's
Okay,
like the
the
best way I
watercolor.
can.
Okay,
But nah, it's cool. Um, I didn't finish it yet, but I definitely see myself playing it way more than just once. And there's like mad characters to unlock and shit. So like it's definitely worth picking up. And I got it on Switch, so we were saying earlier like it's 10% off on the Switch right now. I don't know if it is everywhere else.
oh yeah, is that what you're saying? In the eShop.
Yeah, and I was mad because I stayed up. I was like, all right, word, it's midnight. What's up? I'm about to go download this, and it wasn't there. And then I saw other people playing it, but then I noticed nobody was playing on Switch. So then I Googled it, and like, Nintendo doesn't update the eShop until like noon the next the day of.
Yo,
So
they
like,
do whatever.
yeah, I was like, y'all
Okay.
clearly don't care.
Noon to day. I mean, maybe it's because they go by what, like Japan
Japan
or
time.
whatnot. Yeah, but like I guess maybe it's just Japan, but they're like, sure, noon. Why not?
Yeah,
You wait.
because basically, because I was like, yo, everybody else on other consoles are playing it, and like I'm sitting here waiting. So the moment it hit noon, I was like, all right, I'm downloading this shit, and I
But
was
I'm
playing
surprised
it.
they didn't have a pre-order for that game because a lot of eShop games have pre-ordered. I would have pre-ordered that shit at full price.
Exactly. That's why I was like confused. It said like, oh, like available 4:30. I'm like, cool. I go to on the page. There's nowhere to pre-order it. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
that's very weird of Nintendo too, given that it's Streets of Rage and the game in the
Well, the
history.
Sega game.
I don't know that whoever
Hmm.
someone dropped the ball there. That's all I can
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Because the
It was
moment I
red
saw
flags in
that,
a way. I thought it was a whack game actually because I'm like, why are they giving it on a lower price and why isn't it in the pre-order? Is it a whack game or what? But it's actually really good.
yeah, when I
What?
saw like the development for it and stuff, I was like, I'm gonna get it, but I wasn't entirely sure about it. And then as I saw more of the game, I'm like, all right, like I think this is gonna be pretty good. Um, and then I got to play it. And I'm like, all right, this is dope. Because I was at
Real
PAX
quick.
East and I didn't get to play it.
It was at PAX?
Yeah, it was at PAX.
Damn. What side, like what booth was around it?
I don't know.
If you remember? Damn.
I just know it was there and I didn't get to play it.
Nah, me neither. What, yo, Dave? Who you been playing in the game? I didn't hear who you were playing.
No, I was Axel first on Jump. I only got to play it one time, so but
Axel
like
off.
all the what's
Street
dope
tag.
is you can do your combos and you can combo into your other moves like your forward attack where he's like dragging his shit up, but or that forward and special where he does the fucking uppercut and whatever, and then the dragon punch. You can combo all that stuff. It's crazy.
I see some heat. Yipes was streaming. I was peeping. That was while I was working. When I was took a quick break, looked at see what Yipes is up to. He was playing Adam. I'm trying to remember Adam. He has glasses, dark skin
Yeah.
glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, it was like he did a move. It was like he did like almost like a donkey kick, and then they like bounced off the wall. They launched him, and then he basically did like an air combo into like a Tatsu, and I was like, yo, that was
Yeah.
savage. Like I was like, what into a Tatsu finisher? I was like, I was like, yo, they added air combos to this. I was like, okay, all right, this is
Yeah.
a whole nother game now.
Yeah, the air specials now too, which I didn't really realize until I was just playing that level. Because basically Floyd has one where I guess he kind of like double jumps, but the area around him like gets hit. So I'm sitting there like bouncing around doing it, not realizing like what it is, and it's draining my health.
Oh,
And then
oops.
I got hit once and I died. I was like, oh, like,
Yo, the
oh,
enemies
Gotta
don't
find that turkey.
play.
yeah, the enemies on here are like really tricky. Like, but I feel like once you get used to like their patterns, and they'd be the same as like the old ones. Because like
Uh,
everybody backs away from you, and then you start walking to them, and then suddenly they'll like jump at you or something like that, and it's hard to react to. But after a while, you're just like, all right, I know what to expect.
I don't know I can't remember the name of the enemy, but it was the stage that had like the, I'm not gonna say like the elevator, like I'm trying to say what's the name of the elevator that like brings up like basically
The
like
freight
heavy material.
elevator?
Yeah, like a freight elevator. There we go, freight elevator. And then you like the freight elevator with the glass windows, and you could break the glass and knock people
Yeah,
over.
that's
That
exactly
level,
where I was, just there.
I
Except
think you're
I
playing. You're thinking of Final Fight.
no, there is a stage because I
Okay.
mean, it's a stage later on. Well, it's in every
Hmm.
Streets of Rage where you're riding up an elevator to getting to
Yeah.
the top of the tower or whatever.
Standard.
Yeah, but on this one now, you can break the glass on each side. So
Oh
that
shit.
way, like you could just be throwing people out, but they could also knock you out, and it takes a lot of life off you.
because they had one of the goons. One of the goons was like one of the karate. He had the gi on, the karate gi. Homie will parry you. He'll do the
Ooh.
he will basically do, because mad people have like, they have like, some people have like absurd amount of armor now, and so you got to guard. It takes hard to guard break them, but he just basically puts up his arms off like a stance, like almost like Mr. Karate from King of Fighters. And if you hit him, it basically if he's in that stance, he'll take the hits and just counter you. And when he hits you, he just sends you flying. Yo, you're just getting knocked off of that
Yeah, and that's
freight
what I was dealing with
elevator.
before. Like before we started this, I was getting annoyed because like you fight so many of them in that level, and like the ones in like the white geese, they'll like throw you or like they'll like dash at you and do this like punch,
The
but
one
the ones
the one
like
hitter quitter.
quick, the ones in the
Mhm.
red will counter and do like this quick flurry of punches real quick and knock you back. So I'm like, I'd rather the red ones, but the white ones just keep popping up, yo. It's
Nah, the
like
one hitter
like
quitter.
the
They
Ken
put.
ever use of it, yo. Like
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. They literally was like that. But I mean, I don't want to give up more spoilers, but in that same level, yo, did you see the enemies that Gold? Their name was Gold.
yeah.
They had the guns. Yo, why was the chat? The chat was popping off. They're like, yo, they added Suge Knight in the
Oh
game.
shit.
Yo, I was like, yo, real talk, yo, Dave. When you get there, Dave, I'm not gonna go any more detail, but when you see
Yeah.
them, you'll know. You'll know.
Gonna
You
hang
know.
me off the ledge. Hmm.
Nah, they
yeah.
pull out the Thule, dog. They pull out the piece on you, Dave. They're the first.
Yo, I'm telling you, this game gets kind of cheap, like with the way the enemies are, man. I'm not even kidding. Because like,
The bosses are lit though. Boss fights are lit, but even the bosses are hella cheap.
Hmm.
yo, and the thing is too is like when they're flashing white, they'll take damage, but they won't take knockback. Like they won't take any stun. So that's the biggest thing to take away from it. Cause I'm like, I didn't understand. Now when they flash red, they aggro, but when they're flashing white, like they're not gonna stop their animation. So
They
that's I learned right
juggernaut
away.
frame through everything.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
mad super armor during that, but they'll take the hit. So like, if you're near the end of a boss and they start flashing like that, just finish them off. But you know, there's a couple boss fights I thought were dumb cheap. That I'm like, I don't know how I got through this boss fight because it was stupid.
Yo,
But
I got a copy, yo. Copy, we gotta do some multiplayer. I'm
yeah,
for it.
download it
Yeah. Let
tonight,
me
man.
know.
Word, dog. Yo, say less. I'll be on it, yo. So that was Future Age 4.
Hmm.
Damn. I mean, I'm not gonna
Um,
lie, yo. There's been some pretty good drops for some games lately, even though it's not a lot. But Streets of Rage, I think it came at a good time.
oh
Definitely.
for sure. When I found out the release date, I was excited. Is there anything else for gaming we want to talk about?
Let me see. What do we got? One quick thing we could talk about, which is interesting. So for Final Fantasy VII, the remake. So they had an interview recently. So there was an interview recently with the creators of the game, the director and the producer. So they were basically, they were asking like, okay, you have the first game. We know it gets to like this certain part of the story in Final Fantasy. So what's like, so basically, how many games are we gonna have, and what the other games are, what's gonna be in them. So they're basically saying, all right, so we want to drop the next game as soon as possible, but the only way for us to do that is if we make the parts, if we drop the game in sections, because basically they're saying if we're gonna drop the next part of the game like we did with this part, if it's similar to how we did for the first part of the remake, you're not going to see the game for some time. That's what they're saying, for some time, and they don't want to basically take too long. So they're saying like, oh well, if we took that same game but instead drop it in sections, we were able to drop it much quicker or release the game much faster that way, which is what they want, because they want to be able to drop the game. So reason, like quotations, ASAP. So I don't know how that was translated from Japanese. The dude was like legit like ASAP, like ASAP. But basically, yeah, we have basically a dilemma of, said basically like 3 times. Will the games be installments like DLC, where we're gonna have to basically get the base game and then we get chapters, kind of like, was it Final Fantasy 15? Or will it be a trilogy? Because they did end there pretty much, I guess, near the end of the interview. They're like, all right, at what state of the game is the game in right now? Of like basically how many parts? They said they haven't finalized a number yet, but most likely it's 3. And I mean, like everybody expect, like trilogy is solid. A trilogy is always the solid number. FF7 originally, and stuff like that. How many discs? So right now we're probably looking at a trilogy, or we're probably looking at more games or more pieces of the game. How y'all think about that? Because I haven't played it. I only have seen people play it, watch some streams. Because I never even played the original Final Fantasy. I think we talked about that in our last episode. I never played the original Final Fantasy VII. So I mean, if you guys got insight, I'll have to hear it.
Yeah, I think it's disrespectful if they chop it up anymore, because you want a complete game, whether it's in 3 parts or you bought Final Fantasy VII in the throwback game as a complete game, and if you want to experience the remake, you should have a complete setup rather than getting one full section and then parts of the rest of the game. I think it's inconsistent in
a way. I like that heat.
I'm with Dave. I'm cool with it being in 3 discs, but anything more than that is like too much. Like at what point, like I wouldn't even be mad at them like cutting content per se, because like there's parts of Final Fantasy VII that we could do without. Like in all like honesty, like there's mini games and other shit like that nobody really enjoys like that. But at the same time,
oh no, some people say the Chiboko race is the only reason they popped the disc in after they beat it. I have heard that. I have heard the word on the streets.
Because there's better chocobo racing on other Final Fantasies. So like, I don't know.
They said 7. They're like the black one, dog. They said all they kept saying was the black chocobo. Oh yeah,
that's deep. But I honestly feel like they're gonna dot hack us to death, where it's going to be
dot hack.
Yeah, like the dot hacks on PS2. Like in order to get the full story, it was over 4 games. Like they're gonna do that to us. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to like a 4th disc. Now are they gonna charge us $60 each disc? And I'm like, yo, y'all are killing us.
Like that's the question. That's the big question. And even if it's broken up even further than that, what's the DLCs gonna look like? If it's DLC or chapters, or even what's the schedule for that? Like, what if someone goes through a chapter in like a day, but chapters are coming out like every 6 months?
Yeah, and that's why I didn't really buy into the first one, because I I have a feeling it's gonna be very similar to Dot Hack, where it's just like, yo, you buy, like, you can start from anywhere, and you might get some backstory, but it's not really gonna affect you. While you may be able to transfer over like weapons and items, they might move you to like a static level, so that way you're not like overpowered. So like for me, I might just wait until like I get more information about the next one and decide if I want the first one, because I played Final Fantasy VII and like I don't really need to play the remake that bad. Like I'm not even a big Cloud fan, so
take it or leave it.
Take it or
I don't
leave
I
it.
don't even think that cast honestly is that great besides like Zach. I can't think of anybody in Final Fantasy VII that I like really like.
I mean,
But
after Zach, I'll put Angel and Sephiroth basically.
yeah, but that's Crisis Core.
It's still 7. It's Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core.
It's actually Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII.
Yo, I'm gonna disconnect. I'm gonna disconnect from the Zoom call, dog. Off the strength of that comment.
No, but I side with Dave. Like, don't chop it up anymore. Even though I'm expecting 4, um, like if you're going to do 3 or 4 discs, like I don't want paid DLC or anything like that. I want that all on the disc. Like, there's no reason why there should be any kind of downloadable content that they try to get out of us. Like, you're taking this long over this many discs, over however much money it's going to take for us to get the full experience. There's no way I'm buying DLC.
Hey man, maybe Final Fantasy 13 walked so Final Fantasy 7 remake could run.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's it could be like that, because that game was probably one of the first games in a while since like 7 that was like broken up into parts. And
Nah,
people
13 was a full game. 13.2 was a full but separate game. 13.3 was a full and separate game.
But
The different
then the story. Okay, so is it the
no,
games
this,
itself, or does each game's what the story consists of needs to be enough?
so what it is like with 13 specifically, right? Each entry into 13 was a separate game. Now they did have an overarching story because it was sequels to 13, but you didn't need to play like it wasn't like how Final Fantasy VII is, where you're thrown into the middle of the plot if you start from like this 2. Like if you didn't
Okay,
play 13.2, sure you'll miss out stuff, but at the same time they do a good job of telling the story based on those characters and looping in the older characters as they come. And then it'll pique your curiosity, like, oh, okay, well, like we're like these guys are from the first one, so I might go check that out. But it's not a continuation of the exact same story.
okay.
It's like 10 to
Hmm.
10.2 almost, or like 10.2 is a sequel, but it's not the same game. Like if you were to like not play 13.2, it's not like taking this 2 out of Final Fantasy 7.
Gotcha. It's not like taking literally like a book out of like, say, like, I don't know, compare like Harry Potter. Like you take out a book out of the line, and then I'm like, all right, you just skip over it. You're just like there's because in that case, like for a book, the story literally is based on per book. So if you miss out a complete book, there's a whole bunch you're missing out. So in
Oh, I
Final
don't know. I
Fantasy
never read
case,
Harry Potter.
well, I mean, like any like book series, right? Like if you read like book 1, 2, and then you skip 3 and go to 4, and you go 2 to 4, like you're gonna start. You probably will start in the middle of something because it's gonna go from book 3, or however book 3 ended, supposedly. Most
Yeah, I think the best way to put it though is like, you don't need 13.2 and 13.3 to have a complete game out of 13. Or with
yeah,
Final Fantasy 7, you
experience or
need the other discs to have a complete Final Fantasy game. Now they're trying to end it in a way where it's like, okay, this disc could be a game by itself, but to know the Final Fantasy story, you know that you've only scratched like the surface, or broke the surface rather, of what's going on in the whole story. For somebody that's never played Final Fantasy VII, they're gonna look at it like 13, where it's like, oh, okay, there's Final Fantasy VII remake, and everybody like remake part 2 or something like that, and then remake part 3. But the way they're gonna make it is that they could look as if they're individual games on their own, but in the grand scheme of Final Fantasy VII, which took place over 3 discs, like it's not. You're just taking parts out of that. If that didn't confuse you.
No, I didn't confuse me, but no, it gave
very Hideo Kojima.
Nah, you gave me points to think about because I wasn't thinking like at 13 was like each game was complete, whereas in like in 7, if you popped in a new disc, you were literally like you could be in the middle of like an airship or like in a forest or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, this is why back in the day they wouldn't let you play on other discs before you got there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because the story would be all out of order. Like if you pick up Remake Part 2 or whatever they're gonna call it, and you haven't played 1 and you don't know anything about Final Fantasy VII, you're not gonna know what the hell's going on.
So, all right, this real quick. This is based on just personal preference or opinion. If Final Fantasy 13 was made in the same light as Final Fantasy 7 was back in the day, would it? You think maybe? Maybe I don't know how much you played of it. I only played the first one. But you think I don't know how you would? Did you play 13?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So you tell me. How would you think the game would be? Would you like it better, or you would same or worse or less?
In what regards to like how it's structured or like
what? Structured. So let's say if it was like game 1, 2, and 3 was like Final Fantasy 7 back in the day, where you literally when you bought the game you had 1, 2, 3. And
well, the difference between that though is that like 13, like Final Fantasy 13 itself is a complete game, and then they decided to do spin-offs, which ended up being sequels. So
the spin-offs didn't start off as canon? Or the games didn't start off as canon?
No, because 15 originally was a spin-off. So basically there was a Final Fantasy 13 universe, and 15 was Versus 13. And then what ended up being Final Fantasy Type 0 was Final Fantasy 13 Agito or something like that. So all those were supposed to be in the overarching plan for Final Fantasy 13. That ended up not going the way it was supposed to. So then they came up with 13.2 and then 13.3. But in general, the story of Final Fantasy 13 was originally supposed to start and end in that game.
Huh.
And then
13 was supposed to be a complete game.
Yeah, and then they decided because development for like 15 Versus 13, which ended up becoming 15, was taking longer than anticipated. They created then 13.2 and 13.3. So you can look it up and still find like trailers or videos from like Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Yeah, Versus 13.
15 after however long.
Wow. Damn. So that goes to show you. Hopefully, they don't repeat that same, put themselves in that same trap with basically the 7 remake. That'd be terrible if you already made this game. This game was already done, and you're gonna put yourself in the same old bubble, possibly the way 13 went. Or hopefully, they learned from then. Square Enix, you gotta.
We're gonna get like another installment every like 2 to 3 years. I feel like at this point.
They're gonna Kingdom Hearts us.
Yeah, because like, even though I felt like they probably could have fit more into like Final Fantasy VII, if that's what they gave us after like 3, 4, 5 years, imagine we're like the pace we're gonna get it now. Now, granted, like the engines created and stuff like that, and a lot of assets, but it's still gonna take you like 2, 3 years to get a disc like done and then move on to the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Because Because this game was in Midgar, right? It was all just in Midgar. Yeah. And I mean, the next game is going to be like way more open world. So people are like, can you even imagine what that would be like? Because the game's supposed to get a lot bigger. Like, because people say they took this is the Final Fantasy VII map. Like, they need to fit this map and make it open world. So, like, I think there's a lot to consider. Or maybe they do have a lot to consider to
they won't. They won't do that.
You
the
don't
game's
think
going to continue to be linear. I don't think it's going to be open world at all.
You don't think it's going to be open? It's just, and then it's going to be like a telltale. There's basically a telltale Final Fantasy 7.
No, it's gonna turn into Final Fantasy 13. Like the biggest complaint about 13 when it first came out is that it was really linear, but then like when Final Fantasy 7 does it, nobody complains. So I guess it's just like not necessarily how the game plays; it's just the coat of paint you put on it. So you'll get into that open world, quote unquote, and then it'll be very linear. Like you may feel like you have some freedom moving around Midgar and stuff like that, but ultimately, like it's a very linear path of what you need to do. Like there's not a lot of like freedom with it. So there's like even like in Final Fantasy 7, there's just a lot of like straight hallways and stuff like that. Something they did in Final Fantasy 13. Because while they're trying to give you this expansive world, and yes, some areas will be like open, not all of them will, because a lot of them will just be,
straight
curated.
Paths.
Yeah, basically.
Scenic routes.
They do a good job of making Midgar look really big, but if you were to look at a map of it, like you don't have a lot of freedom to move around where you want like that. Like the game's broken up into chapters as it is. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm just happy people wanted this remake for years. To finally get it. I just hope it comes out. Yeah, it comes out the way people hope. People just are happy with it, and hopefully, because I don't know if I should make this my Final Fantasy VII experience, or should I just go back and play the old game?
If you feel like you can deal with the graphics, it wouldn't hurt to play the old game. Just so at least if you decide you want to play the remake, you have a better understanding of it. But I mean, you could go into this blind, but a lot of people you're going to talk to like about the game with are going to reference the old one, and then you're not going to know the nuances between the two.
Ah, I see. Huh. All right. Maybe yeah, man.
The two different gameplay experiences as well. Like the classic Final Fantasy VII, you've got the turn-based attack, like a traditional RPG, but this one's more like action RPG.
Yeah, like Crisis Core. Almost forgot about that. The whole battle system is totally reinvented for this game.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that was where the focus of the game was. It was less, maybe, I don't know, possibly it could have just been giving people like the way, like, yeah, giving people's like wet dream of like doing the inputs and doing Omni Slash instead of just tapping,
and waiting.
battle, yeah, like hit limit break and then in the RPG and then you just sit there and watch. Now you get to like actually just, live out your dream and see it in like 4K and shit.
Yep.
Can't complain, But I think that's does anything that wraps it up? Anything else you gotta add for David? Or anything you guys got anything else?
I could mention one thing. Tax, your microphone's kind of wonky. I don't know if you hear that, Dan, but I can hear the
is it like feedback static kind of thing?
Sounds like you got one of those things in your neck. You're talking like a robot.
Oh, boy said he had a hole in your neck.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, I had to figure it out. Like,
relax with the auto tune. What's up with all that auto tune, man?
Because I went over here. Going on.
And now it's just increasing. This is way more than it was.
But I do want to get something off if I could before I get out of here.
Nah. Speak your mind.
Yeah. So I just started streaming on Twitch, and I go at Kage_Santana, Kage_Santana.
Yeah.
I stream Nintendo games. My arcade in the back, I got cameras set up inside of it, and I do my PS3. I play Nintendo arcade games, all this, anything. So I have my birthday's coming up in next week on Wednesday. I'm gonna do some streaming like all day long and all that. So wanted to throw that out. People want to see my historical, my archives videos, or feel free to jump in, while you're live and when I go on. I think it'd be cool. Come check it out. I was just playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I did Richter mode. So I got a lot of stuff. I play a lot of Street Fighter and a lot of different arcade games.
Word, we'll put that in the description for sure. Shoot us the link, and then we'll do that, and I'll tune in. My birthday is not until the 14th, so I got some time before mine.
Yeah. I also take requests, so if you want to see anything, because I got thousands of games.
Yeah, real. Nah, I bet. Yeah, for people too who checking this out, yeah, definitely peep. My man Kage's here stream. My man is a retro monster. My man knows basically, like, I'm trying to say what Super Nintendo night. What before? What was the Super Nintendo and up between that era, man? You got that all down pat. So
yeah,
definitely, if you're a fan of that, check out my man Kage over here.
Mad retro games.
Retro fiend.
Mm-hmm.
Word. So yeah, shoot us the link to that. I think this is going up Monday, so we'll throw that in the description and stuff like that too.
Word.
But
sounds good.
I'm not gonna keep you too long. We're gonna talk some music and stuff and then wrap this up. You can stick around if you want, though.
I want to get to that Streets of Rage, so I'll send you my information on the Switch as well and whatever. Your microphone sounds better, so that's good. And thanks for having me tonight.
No doubt, man. Thanks for coming through, Kage.
Yeah, man. Good seeing you, man. Take it easy.
Later.
Alrighty. Cool. Let's get into some music really quick.
Ugh. Hold on. I'm going to turn on my window in the back. It's all open. Getting boy the chills. Oh, all right. We in there.
Let's start this by giving a rest in peace to Fred the Godson. He passed away recently. I want to say like last week or so.
Yeah, COVID.
After battling Corona. Condolences to his family, his friends, people close to him. He was a dope rapper. I really liked listening to him. And he was like super supportive of like up and coming rappers and stuff too. So like definitely respect to people that, can have some kind of success and then reach back and, embrace people trying to get to where he's trying to get to. He had other health complications, but then like that Corona stuff
added on.
So, rest in peace to him. Condolences to his friends, family, loved ones.
Anyone affected?
Yeah. This is why we drill the whole
passing.
Be safe, be careful, especially like with these health like if you have pre-existing health complications, take the quarantine stuff seriously, take the precautions, like wear a mask when you're out, that kind of stuff, because like even me, like I got asthma, and allergies, and I haven't even been taking it as seriously as like I probably should. But I'm thankful that I haven't been like taken out by that myself. Like, excuse me.
As like, you cough.
It's serious stuff out here, man. Like, and
man.
I think a lot of people just don't realize how serious it is until someone of note gets it or passes from it. Like, for me, I kind of always been like, I try to take these things seriously. Like, at one point, I felt like I had it and like I had all the symptoms, but I never went to a doctor to get it checked out, so I don't know. But just hearing of other people I know dealing with it, or then eventually hearing Fred the Godson dealt with it, and his untimely passing. It's just people just gotta wake up. And even right now, some places are opening back up, like Atlanta's opened back up, so that way you don't have to stay at home, and other places are gonna follow suit soon. So hopefully, even when the stay-at-home order is like done, people are just careful and doing their best to stay healthy and stay out of the way, and make sure that we can do our best to contain this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, like with everything going on, it's not. With the shutdown still just getting like extended, because I know here in Massachusetts and Boston, it was announced like, what was it, yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday, that we weren't going to open back up on May 4th. Like, we just weren't. Um, and then like it's pretty much going to get extended. They just can't run the risk of reopening and having people go out uh, to get like to just avoid the increase of cases. Oof, I gotta clear my nose soon. But yeah, it's really it's real out there. I think that because lucky enough, I was fortunate to be able to stay home and work. But there's people I know out there who are not as fortunate that have to go out there every day still, even though there's always like news of cases going up. Just more cases, more people passing, especially like as time goes on, it is gonna get that rough. But as long as we, everybody buckles down, we'll pull through. But it's only if people has to come. People as a whole has to come together for for that to happen.
Yeah,
That's just it.
and I personally don't think we're gonna be. I don't think we're gonna lift our stay-at-home order until probably like mid-June or something. To be honest, just the way things are going, like.
Oh, I'm gonna clear my nose. Excuse me, guys. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, just flip up your headset because it mutes. Um,
Yeah.
there we go. I don't think we're going to, be done with that until, mid-June or so because of everything that's just like the way people are doing. And like even for me, like, I'm not like super worried about it, but at the same time, it's like I'm taking precautions. So, like with my health complications, like even if we are able to go back, on the 18th or whatever, I'm about to be like, look, I still need like 2 weeks for y'all to get it together before I go back out, like to work and stuff like that. Especially at my job in that office building where there's like hundreds of people. It's like a petri dish in there, yo. Like I can't even take the risk with these niggas, yo. And I can't hear you because your mic.
Yeah, good call. Nah, I was just adjusting myself. Nah, yeah, like what it is, I'm like, and I'm not the pessimistic type. But what am I worried about is they reopen and they say everybody just could come out and come back to work, and then like, because mind you, even while the shutdown was happening, cases were still going up. Like, yes, cases were still going up really high. So if they try to reopen while cases are going down, they could have a control. All it takes is something to go wrong, and cases could just spike again. And if people, something happens or people are just not being careful, now that you're gonna have everybody out and about again. That's my one concern, because like I don't even know if by the time we reopen, if like hospitals and institutions will be ready to like take on any more cases that could pop up if and when we reopen. But don't want to be
Ooh,
the Debbie
excuse me.
Downer. But I just think that hopefully when we decide to reopen, I just want it. I don't want to go back into a quarantine and lockdown again. Like I'm just gonna be like, yo, like I gotta bring this up. Like, yo, you feel me? Like, yeah, I ain't trying to go back out, just come back right back in again.
Yeah, exactly. And so like ultimately just trying to make sure that we, are good and like it's unrealistic to hope that no one else gets subjected to it, but we just got to do our best to make sure that we are you know doing our best to protect ourselves but then also the people around us. So if things, if you do start to come down with symptoms like that, quarantine, they say take vitamins and stuff like that, like vitamin D especially. um we need to make
Yeah,
sure we get enough of,
just stay
especially.
overall healthy. Just be healthy,
Yeah,
for
because people
sure.
aren't going outside like that, so you're not getting the vitamin D you normally would from like being out in the sun. So you got to be mindful of like deficiencies, like or like, keeping yourself active. Like this whole work from home shit got me like sitting in my like chair like all day almost. Like I might get up and walk a bit around the house, but I'm not doing all the walking I would downtown like I normally would a normal day. So I feel my body getting stiff on stuff like that. And so I got to be mindful of stuff like that too.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Even with like, I mean, I be trying to keep myself active, but like, I got like I got a jump rope, like I got like to kind of give myself some movement. It's been good, man. My calf's looking kind of nice, but it's not. I don't. It's to help me compensate for when I can't take walks, but it's not the same. Like even now, I'm like, yo, dog, I really do need to take a walk. Like even now, I'm like, shoot, I want to take a walk right now, even though it's 10 p.m. But like,
yo, I kid you not. Like, sorry to interrupt, but like,
nah.
I'll be taking walks at like 9 o'clock at night now because it's like, yo, I've been in the house all day. Like, I'll just walk to like the gas station, but not like the one that's close to me, the one that's further away, just because like, I need to get up and move. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, man.
restlessness is becoming a thing, man. I find myself hella restless sometimes. Like you just don't know what to do with yourself, and like sometimes you'll sit there like, all right, what do I want to do? And then you just end up, and I just find myself just sitting there like I just don't know what to do with myself because like sure I can either go online, hop on some games, read, like do stuff, but it's all with involving me being inside. Like really, what I want to do is go outside. I mean, but like there's only a limit to what I can do outside with everything closed and shut down. So I just found myself just sitting there at times, like, yo, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to do, but ultimately it has nothing to do with me being in my room inside my apartment. Real rap. But hopefully with time and patience, this all ends, and then we'll go outside again. Yo,
Yeah, for
heads
sure.
turn heads are gonna turn up. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna go into detail, but heads are gonna be turning. Heads are gonna be turning up.
Yeah, I kind of
It
want
just
to take
gotta get
another
twisted.
Atlantic City trip. I ain't gonna hold you, but I mean,
Yeah,
how flights are looking, because if flights are still cheap, then that might turn into like Miami or something else. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Yo, don't trust me. It's moves are gonna be made. Moves are gonna be made. I gotta
Um,
make. I gotta make up for this. This my 2020 can't go out like this, man. I'm cashing it in. I gotta. Yo. Oh man, but nah.
no, again, rest in peace to Fred the Godson. Rest in peace
Right.
to anybody else that's passed of Corona that doesn't have quite the name Fred the Godson has. And we're just gonna have to keep trying to persevere through this pandemic. It's not something anybody was really prepared for. So, make sure you're of good spirits. Hit up your family, tell them you love them, that kind of stuff. And we'll be out of this soon, hopefully. Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
man. Fingers crossed. Look for the support, shoulder lean on. Um, you know, thankfully, lots of places are just throwing out stuff free to do online. But definitely find time to take your eyes off the screen because I find myself be looking at a computer screen nearly all day for work and just if me just wanted to to pass the time that I'll just be like wow my eyes will literally just be blurry like
Yeah.
so
And like,
step out go outside y'all.
for sure. And like, with everything going on, like, I'm not sure what other music topics we have, but I haven't even been listening to music like that. Like, I know West Side Gun dropped something, The Baby dropped something, Lil Uzi dropped something, Young Thug and Chris Brown are supposed to drop something. A couple other
Let's
joints.
see.
I just haven't been listening to music like that, like
Like a
because of
month
this.
ago, month and a half ago, Childish Gambino dropped 31520 because he literally dropped it on a date. I don't know. That's another thing. Yeah, no, there's been some music, but it's not.
It's different when you can't go outside and experience it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, man. But I mean, I'm thankful for it. We still could get new music because Lord knows
Um,
we didn't have music.
that's it for me as far
Riots.
as music. I'm not sure what else you wanted to talk about quick.
Um, I was gonna actually. Oh yeah, I was gonna bring up. Uh, I don't know if you peeped, but so there's this YouTube channel called Vocal Synthesis, and they specialize in basically AI computer generated voice replication. That's the best way to pull it. Like deep fakes is what people call them. So it's like they basically they train an AI by having to listen to listen to like hours and hours in of like Time Crisis, like Hotline, all your work, right? And then basically this computer is gonna learn to basically rap like you and learn your cadence. So even if it was given something that's completely out of your bibliography, like a whole nother song, it will still rap it as if it was you, or talk as if it was you, and all your mannerisms and everything. So they did this for Jay-Z, right? So repeat. So they did.
Yeah, cause I'm trying to hear it right now. Actually, while you're
Oh,
talking.
make sure don't air it on the. A man already sent out the lawsuits, the copyright notices to take those videos down on YouTube. I still found them, but yeah, listen to them if you haven't. I do have it in the doc, some links, and let me send you one directly. So play that.
I googled it.
All right.
I mean, I YouTubed it. Like you can tell it's like AI generated, but it sounds just like him, bro.
That's the thing. It's AI. It's like from scratch. They just they just basically gave this computer basically Hove's whole collection. They're like the Black Album, the Blueprint, what 1, 2, and 3, American Gangster. They just went down the list and just had this computer listen to bump Mad Hove, 444, all this. That was it. And then this computer, the AI is like, bet I'm Hove. That's what people, and that's why like everybody's like, people. I find it hilarious. Like, dude, they had whole rapping the Navy SEALs, basically the Navy SEALs, speech. We didn't start a fire by Billy Joel. That one's hard because when he says the chorus, like we didn't start the fire. Nah, peep that. If you,
Yeah, I'm listening to it.
I was like, you might have to clip that for something. I don't know. AI Jay-Z go hard.
You know what it is though? Like it's funny, but if you think about it, it's also kind of scary that technology is getting there.
Yeah,
bro.
Because
like imitating your voice now and stuff like that. Oh no,
dog, and it's not even Yo, no, with what?
Wait until you caught up in a situation where you know is your word against somebody else's, and someone just uses some AI to make up something you said, and then you're like, "But I never said that," and they're like, "According to this recording, you did." Like,
dog, I will shoot. I'll have some AI. I'll make some AI recording to make me somewhere else. That made me as if I was somewhere else talking to somebody. Shoot, I use the same technology back. That's if they're using AI to replicate, I have to use it to counter. I can't. I ain't going down like that. I agree with you, but then there has to be some type of like measurement in place, or else everybody's getting fiddled. Like you can't tell me like, oh, word, AI voice replication bopped. Like there's no comeback for that. Unless mad people going to jail if that's the case. Mad heads are going.
The government having that kind of technology is scary.
Gen Pop is gonna be popping. This is group dog. Vocals, a group of people have this technology.
And you think the government don't?
Exactly. Like
that's what I'm saying. The idea of them having something like that is a little scary.
Keep the channel. They've been so apparently there's been controversy, like they've been banned from like mad fronts, like just like multiple platforms, just because they've taken celebrities like voices and had them say like ridiculous things. And then but then even for if Jay-Z, and he through Rock Nation, he filed a copyright lawsuit for them to take it down. And it supposedly it won, but the videos are still up, as you can see. And Excuse me. And basically, like they even the deep fakes, like vocal synthesis, like they even sent a video response video to Jay-Z, like, "Oh, what's the problem? We're not using it to be malicious or doing any defamation of anything like that. This is used strictly for entertainment and educational purposes."
First of all, you're not educating anybody.
Yo, to be or not to be,
you should.
Yo, he has Genesis. The book. You listen to the Book of Genesis?
No, I ain't listened to that yet.
Rap by Jay-Z? I don't think you're ready. Yo, the comments are ridiculous. People are like, yo, Kanye is sweating right now. Dog, it sounds dummy hard. Even though he's saying, he's saying, what's his in Earth? He says, Earth. How the computer says certain words is hilarious. But it's saying it like Jay-Z. So it's like, yo, is Jay-Z saying, what's his in Earth? Like over and over again. Yo, Jay-Z raps the Book of Genesis, bro. That is too hard.
Kind of like how they had that what you call it?
The what's is in the heavens and the what's is. That's literally what's is in the song.
No, I'm saying when they did that Travis Scott song that wasn't Travis Scott.
What?
Remember a while ago we did an episode on it back when we were FP, and like AI created a Travis Scott song from scratch, and it generated his voice.
And AI generated a Travis Scott song from scratch. Was it the same way? It just listened to Mad Travis Scott over and over, and then it was like, I bet. That's literally what the AI is saying. I bet. Like, and then it's like, I could do that too. And it made a song. Wait, was it like a new song from scratch? Are you looking up the Travis?
I found it.
All right, send it to me. But I don't know if we play it, we might get flagged or something. But send that bit to me. I want to peep. Dude, these YouTube comments comments.
Yo, and I'm mad because it slaps.
Is it? Yo, that's what I'm saying.
It's Travisbott.
Travisbott? That's crazy. Travisbott versus Travis Scott. Yo, what if they had it? What if they had like a celebrity death match? Like this hologram of Travis Scott comes out and he's like, Travis, yeah, that's Travisbott. And he calls him out to like a rap battle. And he's like, I'll rap. He's like, I'll just rap as good as you and then better, faster, stronger. You send it to me? Hold on, let me see. I want to listen to it, dog. Just bumping it.
Just YouTube AI Travis Scott.
You're just sitting there just bumping it.
That's all you got to do. AI Travis Scott.
AI Travis Scott.
It's like Jack Park, Canny Dope Man by Travisbott. I don't know why they called it all that, but apparently you can buy it.
Yo, how did he respond to that though?
I don't even know.
Yo, but
it didn't really go like super viral though. So
really, that's surprising. Travisbott, Jack Park, Canny Dope Man.
Yeah, and it's funny because it doesn't. I can hear it in your background, but it's funny because like it's just saying stuff. That's why, like, Jack Park, Canny Dope Man.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that makes sense.
It takes an average of the words he uses. He's like, yeah, I can see Travis Scott calling a song this.
That's nuts. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm still bumping this. This is crazy. Wait, the beat. So no. It probably just got the beat. It even just like
Nah, I think the beats all AI produced too.
the AI produced,
Yeah.
rapped, sampled. Dude, this is retired now. What? Dude,
I think
music's
it's
about to
on
be.
Spotify and stuff too, which is crazy.
Dog, this AI is about to be. This AI is about to kill the game, bro. This AI is about to be the game. The AI is about to take over. That no, I didn't know. It is. I see what you're saying. I just find it. I guess maybe it's so eerie and freaky that it's funny, because it's like, can you imagine if just like, bro, like what would happen if like music, if people are just like, yo, I'm just a face, like the AI makes all the music, like it just be like people start becoming like models in terms of like, yo, I'm the face of the, like I'm the face of my brand, but this AI does all the music, all the writing. And you don't got to pay anybody. There's no middleman. Once you get that AI computer, it's just making everything for you from scratch. No beat producer. You don't need that's nuts. I think that concept is crazy. Are you still listening to it? No, I can't hear you. Hold on, is it me?
Oh, I actually hit my mute button on my mic.
You heard, but you heard me though, right?
Yeah, it's slash, yeah. Like, but it is scary though. Like, that's the only thing. Like I said, like if used improperly, it's a scary thing. But for harmless stuff like this, it's pretty dope. Like, it's funny hearing the JC thing, like that. The Travisbott thing is kind of hard, no bull. But if this stuff becomes public, man, it's gonna get wild. Like, this stuff
It,
can't be shared with the world.
nah, because then originality will almost die at that point. It would just be so hard to create something original when you have to, not to create something original, because I think there's just, I mean, I think people will still find ways to like pretty much create something because then you're not.
I think I lost you for a second.
That maybe something a human has will have an edge over it just because we're not computers. But we're versus something that's doing math problems at the speed of like we blink, doing like, so like the fact that it's just like, oh yeah, like it can just like, yeah, I just came up with a verse for this beat. I came up with like 200 verses for this one beat, and then I sample and remaster this beat like 300 times in the time that we were just talking. And I'm like, what do you even like, what? So like it's just the fact, like it's just gonna have the power of just multiple people and multiple, and then it's gonna be like, what's the point of going to a studio or going to, you know when if you could find a way to finesse it, like it's gonna break the system.
I don't think it's gonna get to that point, but
You, I don't know, bro. If you didn't tell me, if you sent me this song and you didn't tell me this was made by a bot, I'd be like, yo, when did Travis Scotty drop this?
first of all, don't call him that ever again. No one calls him Travis Travi. What's wrong with you?
I don't know, man. It's cabin fever. I've been indoors too long, bro.
Second,
He's getting to your
if you
booty.
listen to the lyrics, you're like, all right, this can't be like a human. At certain point, like just slapping words together. And granted, this is what hip hop is now, but it's to the
On
extreme.
first take, I wouldn't see on the first take. I listen to the first take, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. On the first take, no.
It'll take you a
Like,
couple listens,
yeah,
I guess, maybe.
but see, then that's the scary part. It's not differentiable off bat. Like if it's like, oh, if it was just like if you use like Siri rap, like fucking, yeah, like rap sicko
Oh my
mode.
god, this beat is hard. Oh my god, that beat is hard.
Yo, ask the AI how much the beat is for.
When it gets halfway through, the beat gets hard.
Yo, ask the AI how much they'll let off the beat. Yo, how much you saw on that beat? I'm like, I'll take it. Cause that's crazy though. But like, it's just
said, I don't really want to park your party food. What does that mean?
Doesn't matter.
Beat's fire though. I ain't gonna hold you.
No, it is fire. But yeah, back to Jay-Z though. So what he did as a response was, I'm surprised that it didn't happen from Travis Scott or his label. Was he filed the copyright lawsuit basically over the AI replication, and this is supposed to be taken down. And I think it's just now it's like, well, like you were saying, if this does get out to the public, I could definitely see the problem. But for entertainment purposes, though, it's hilarious. I mean, check out that site. I mean, I'm not even no bull and no advertisement. You know, they're not paying us. But Vocal Sentences, I checked out. They have stuff with Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. They have Barack Obama doing "Juicy," bro. They have Barack Obama rapping. Juicy.
Yo, it's bad enough that they already started doing the stuff from like
some of those are recent videos, though.
I'm saying like they already started doing the thing like from Fairly Odd Parents, where they'll just take recordings of you and splice it into like what you want to say, and then now it's like the AI is doing it. Nah. This can stop here. The Travisbott, it's
cool. All good.
Stop there, and I'm
baby. Yeah, that's that. I heard that, and I was like, done. I've heard it all, dog. I heard AI Barack Obama rap "Juicy" with the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Like I couldn't. I had to walk away. I almost like called out of work.
I can't.
I was like on the shift. I was like, yeah, I gotta call out, yo. I was like, I can't work. They're like, why? I'm like, I just can't. AI's got me sick.
I'm gonna end it at that. I wanted to talk about the Jordan doc, but maybe we'll do that next week.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully I'll look more into it.
So yeah, get caught up so we can talk about it.
All right, I'm gonna need you to relax. You're at an 8. I'm gonna need you at a 3. But I appreciate the sentiment.
Also, did you hear that Thundercat song, Dragon Ball Durag?
Nah.
All right, we'll check that out too. This has been another Floor Seats episode. Again, due to the quarantine and everything, we can't do our normal musical performance in our skit, so we do apologize. But the moment we get out of quarantine and are able to get that stuff back up and running, we'll have plenty of dope goodness for you. But until then, we didn't want to slow down production, so subscribe to us everywhere. You're watching this on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're checking us out anywhere else like Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, make sure you subscribe to us there too, so you can stay up to date. We got plenty of other dope stuff coming out for you guys too, so stay tuned. Is there anything?
Yep.
We go.
Yeah, stay safe, everybody. For real, stay safe. And definitely be on the lookout. Even with everything going on, the quarantine and shutdown, we're gonna definitely try to get content out for y'all. Keep you entertained in the meantime. We ain't gonna let this quarantine stop us from doing what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, where's the first place you're going after quarantine's done?
First place. Damn. I don't know. I don't even know. First place I'm going to? I don't know. I really don't. You know?
I'm going to a barbershop. I need a lineup.
Oh, I'm making an appointment. But see, I can't. It's like, I could go, but I won't get a cut unless unless I legit slap my barber like an extra like 50 to put me in front of all the other 100 of people that's probably like lined up.
Barbershops are gonna be popping, bro. I need a cut.
I need one too.
I look like Man versus Wild right now, bro. Like,
but I'm honestly gonna wait a week. I'm no bull. I was like, man, I might as well wait a week and let the rush die down, because it's just gonna be that crazy. Like I'm not as bad as other people, so I'm like, I could live. I could just probably shave myself and I'll be straight.
I just been letting everything grow, because I'm like, forget it. Like, I'll just get it all lined up and stuff when I'm able to. But Cool. Nope. Well, that's it for us. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep. All right, man. Peace out, y'all.